Yo, what's up? I'm now standing next to Kia Ceed plug-in hybrid. So yes, I told many times that I will never test hybrid, but actually, because of circumstances, I borrowed this hybrid to do the 1,000 kilometer challenge. It was just one time reference test. But after that trip, and after talking to all these different car importers, I realized that we cannot deny plug-in hybrids. They're coming to stay. Just like you cannot deny pure electric vehicles. So I will actually change it up a little bit. I will test a few plug-in hybrids. And I'm not going to test all of them. And primarily I will test plug-in hybrids, not those self-charging Toyota without the plug. Because I guess I'll come back to that in another video, why you want to always ABC, plug it in, charge it. But in this video, I will test the range of this. It has, I think it's in back there, 8.9 kilowatt hour battery. I did try my energy kick charging cable to try to measure how many kilowatt hour is actually available, because the car doesn't really tell you how much it's spending and all that. And also, I suspect that even a Kia, which is very efficient, seems to be inefficient when it comes to electric drivetrain or whatever. So I will try to figure out how much this car consumes when it's doing 90 kilometers per hour, just like I do with the electric cars. So now I charged the battery to 100%. Well, it dropped to 99% when I went out of the car here, went out of the garage. But yeah, let me show you some stuff inside the car. So yesterday the battery was at 12%, and then I used the energy kick, because energy kick can measure energy also, and that's a feature. But it's weird, because from 12% to 100%, energy kick claims to only deliver 3.85 kilowatt hour. And that can't be right, because it was charging for over 2 hours, 2.5 hours something, and it was pulling 15 amp, which is around 3.3 kilowatt. That's probably before charging loss, so it should be 3 kilowatt into the battery. So that means at least 6-7 kilowatt hour, not just 3.8. So there's something wrong here with the energy kick, I think. So we will try again today at Fortum or Grønn Kontakt, because they also report kilowatt hour. I think that one is more correct than this one. So yeah, now we will drive north to Dal again, Nebbenes somewhere, I'm not sure, and then do the regular range test on this one. So normally I would try to spend the battery as much as I can, and also I think in default mode it will be, you see there's a button here, EV, HEV, so you can switch between pure EV mode or automatic, or I'm going to show you here. So if you look at the dashboard here, let me adjust it a little bit, and I'll press those buttons and see what happens. Now in pure EV mode, now in pure fossil mode. So auto, I guess you will try to figure out itself, but I heard that if you have it on this mode, it will try to hold state of charge, and it will not spend it, because if you have it in automatic or in the EV mode, it will try to spend the battery until it's depleted, and then it will just, yeah, whatever. So, okay, now the engine stopped. So because I want to keep as high state of charge as possible, and then I do the range test, because it takes a very long time to charge it. It has only 3.3 kilowatt onboard charger. But let's see then. Yeah, let's get over there to Nebbenes or Dal. I think we will go to Dal. We are now at Ayonte Dal, and Grønn Kontakt charger here, and also AC. So when we're in the hybrid mode, it tried to maintain or tried to hold state of charge, but I saw that it was also spending some of it, I guess, so it has room for regenning. So we are at 96%, that's good. Here you see the fuel consumption, by the way, on the way here. So this is what you can expect when going on motorway with Norwegian left lane huggers in front of you, when the battery is not being used at all. Okay, anyway, let's plug in. Okay, we are finally at 100%, so it didn't take too long. Actually, the car charged at 3.5 kilowatt, which is maximum speed, all the way to 99%. So it means that there should be some top buffer. We don't know how much, but yeah, I had to put the nose in. I couldn't back up there. So this is not the first time I overestimate the length of my cable. We are on the move now, and if you look here, as long as the fuel consumption is 0, then it means that the engine never kicked in. So yeah, I also see that, oh, hang on, we have a truck here. Oh shit, I have to try to overtake a truck. But we can also see here that it's not pulling power from the engine, it's just running on pure electric. Okay, let's overtake this one. And also I don't want to accelerate too hard, because if you need too much power, the engine will also kick in. We will try to run it on pure electric. Look, Bumblebee! Bumblebee is here. Yeah. Are you going to Optimus Prime? Let's check the weight. Front axle 920. Okay. Wow. Wow. Really? The whole car. Oh, 1,700. Okay. Oh yeah, look, wow. Ooh, nice. Mjøsen is so calm today. Oh yeah. Mjøsen, 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 mushroom, mushroom. We are on the way back now. So right now we have driven 45 or 46 kilometers. I have to double check with trip meter again. I'm not sure if it was 4% error though. Oh, that's weird. But anyway, we have 30% battery left and 7 kilometers of range left. So, oh no, we're gonna run out of juice soon. We will actually run out of juice before we get back to Dal, because we are about, let me think, about 15 kilometers away, I think, yeah. So the test will be slightly off a little bit, because we missed the last uphills back to Dal, but okay, close enough. We are very close to the end now. You see, GOM says 0 kilometers of range left, and then we are at 15%. So this is right before the engine starts. So we can see it here on the display. The EV will disappear, and then it will say HEV. I think it will happen in the uphill here, coming soon. Okay, okay, wait for it, wait for it. 15% still. Uphill coming, right about now. 14%. Come on, when is the engine supposed to start? Should start soon. Oh, it's still going. 13%. Oh, it actually climbs up here. So it actually drives us. Oh, I just hit my hand. It drives far on 0% still. 12%. Oh, nice, nice. Okay, okay, 11%. Still going on electric. No wait, HEV now. Yeah. 11%. Yeah, 11%. Okay, now the engine started. Okay, so we have to check it. 54 kilometers is when it happened. 54 and 11%. All right, let's get back there. We are back at starting point. So, right, if we look at the trip again, so it was 54 kilometers at 11%. But when I look at the trip meter when we came back here, it reported 63 kilometers. And then according to Google, it's 66 kilometers. And that means about 4% error. It's actually slightly more than that. But when I did the 1,000 kilometer challenge yesterday, it was a little over 4% error. So that means that actually the real distance would have been 56 kilometers. But you know, we went downhill. So let's say around 55 kilometer range then, yeah. But now we need to know how much energy did we spend per kilometer. So I'm plugged in now at 15%. I didn't really try to figure out how to get down to 11%, because once the battery was low, it will not run the EV mode. So we'll just start from 15%, and it will take 2.5 hours to finish. So I also haven't powered on the car. We don't want any errors in, you know, let's say infotainment system or music or whatever. So now we wait 2.5 hours. Yeah, this is dedication right there. Okay, we've been charging here for 2.5 hours and we finished now. So from 15% to 100%, the charger said that it needed to deliver 8.08 kilowatt hour. And that means 7.3 kilowatt hour after charging loss, 10% charging loss. And then since we spend it down to 11% and not 15%, then that equals to 7.6 kilowatt hour. And then we take 7.6 kilowatt hour divided by the actual distance, 56 kilometers, and we get 136 watt hour per kilometer. That is actually on par with all the other Korean EVs. So my original assumption this morning was wrong. This car is very efficient. I bet once I test the BMW plug-in hybrids, they will be way more inefficient. So yeah, 136 is like e-Soul, e-Niro, something like that, you know. So now I'm going to drive in a pure fossil mode. The same route, I'm back again, and I will measure how much gas we spend. I'm gonna do a little another experiment now. We are on the run again, and this time the tarmac is a little bit wet. So, oh wow, that's a lot of traffic. Holy shit. I think tomorrow it's Monday, and that's the first working day after the big vacation. So anyway, I hope they don't interfere with my test here, but I started with 99% of the battery, and yeah, we're down to 98 now, but I used the HEV mode, the hybrid mode. So then it will try to conserve battery, which is what we want. Because now we see somewhat high consumption. I guess we could be nice and subtract about 10% of the consumption if this was dry road. Yeah, maybe 5%. It's not that wet really. We'll see, I guess. So we have to drive back, to Strandlycha again and back again. We are almost at the turnaround point now, Strandlycha. So in the beginning of the leg, we had some wet road, not soaking wet, but I don't know how to grade it. But over here it's dry, so it has a mix of dry and wet road, but wow, look at that consumption, man. 4.3 liters per 100 kilometers. No wonder why Toyota drivers drive so slow. Oh, okay, here we go. That's the turnaround point, Strandlycha. We are back at the starting point again. So the car used 4.3 liters per 100 kilometers on this run. But like I mentioned during the trip, it was kind of wet some places. So let's say that it will use 4.2 on the dry road. And that means, okay, and then we have to look at the outside here. The price for fuel today is 14.75 NOK per kilowatt hour. And then we do the math. Okay, very complex, and what the heck, 100 per 100 kilometer, okay, times. So we get 62 NOK per 100 kilometer. That makes sense, right? And then we have to divide it by 100 to get NOK per kilometer. And then compare that to the price for charging here, and you see that the charging here was slightly more expensive than actually running on pure fuel. But then I also worked out that the break point here is 4.2 NOK per kilowatt hour of electricity. Then it breaks even, at least when you drive at 90 kilometers per hour. I haven't tested other speeds, but at home charging, you can expect less than 1 NOK per kilowatt hour. So basically, when you're charging at home, it will cost you about 1/4, actually more like 1/5 of the price of fuel. So this is why I guess plug-in hybrids sell so much in Norway, because most people, they can actually run their errands around town to work or whatever on electricity, and then for long trips they use diesel, or gasoline, most of them. There are a few plug-in hybrid diesel also. But I think also one of the main reasons why Norwegians buy plug-in hybrids is because plug-in hybrids, they trigger some tax discount or something, or rather, tax discount roughly. So the plug-in hybrids are actually cheaper than the pure fossils. That's why they sell so much. So I don't know. I heard rumors that some people, they buy plug-in hybrids in Norway and they never plug in. Have you guys heard about that in your country? Okay, anyway, I'm not sure about the weather here. I want to try acceleration test. So I'm going to go to the regular spot at Krøfta, and then see if the conditions are right. Interesting. We hit some stau here, and you see, even though we are in the HEV mode, well, the hybrid mode, see that the engine is not running now. So Kia, they programmed the car to do the most efficient thing, which is to run the electric motor while we are crawling at 10 kilometers per hour. Yeah, you see? EV for the win. Launch number 1. Launch number 2. Launch number 4. Okay, we are back home, and see, I did several launches, and some of them were fail, or some of them were also invalid, but at least this one is the one that was valid. So 10 seconds sharp, yes, not too bad, I guess. And then you guys came here for the Google Sheet. So as expected, it came here on the bottom, but you see that on specification, this one is supposed to do it in 10.8 seconds, and it did it in 10 seconds. So that's 0.8 seconds faster than spec. You know, I was expecting these fossils to be slower than spec. Maybe that's the case for cars with manual gearbox. So this Kia has something that it's equivalent to the double clutch gearbox on Volkswagen. So I don't remember what it's called, the Kia. Yeah, but so it was fairly fast, to be honest. I was a little bit impressed. Yeah, but you can actually see here that the Kia is faster than DS3 off the line until 50 kilometers per hour. But one of the slowest EVs off the line is the Leaf. Look here, you see that they are neck on neck kind of until 50 kilometers per hour. Then Leaf gets a lead. So yeah, so interesting to see how fast a fossil accelerates. But you know, this one is not a pure fossil. It got some of the help from the electric motor, at least in the low end, I guess. So yeah, I guess it'll be interesting to test other fossils also. I mean, I will not test pure fossils. I will test those hybrids, because I find it interesting how they work and all that stuff. But also, you might be thinking, oh, but you know, these EVs are way more expensive than the Kia plug-in hybrid, right? Well, is it? Do you know what the price for this car is in Norway? I bet you don't. It cost 425,000 NOK. For 425,000 NOK, you can get, let me see, the DS3 is 300,000 something, Peugeot E28 300,000, MG is only 250. Remember, this is 425. Honda E 300,000, Leaf is about 400,000. Yeah, Kona. You see, most of these cars which are faster cost less, maybe even 100,000 NOK less. But this is Norway, of course. I mean, in Sweden or the rest of the world, it's completely different. But this is one of the reasons why EVs are so popular in Norway, because you get more performance. You don't have to pay toll road. You have dirt cheap electricity. It's a better car overall, because this one, I have to be honest, this fossil, okay, it's awesome when you drive 1,000 kilometer challenge, you have to go really far. But when you drive around town and you just need to accelerate, get off the line in roundabouts, whatever, red light district, no, I mean street light, stop light, then EVs are just awesome. And even on highway and stuff, they're awesome. We have so many superchargers, I mean fast charger and whatever. So I felt like when I was driving this car, it was underpowered. And I mean, they only put a 60 horsepower electric motor in here. And that becomes a little problem, because, you know, after I did the test, then I didn't need to have that 100% battery or whatever. So then I tried to spend the battery on the way back here, and I reset the trip meter. And on the way back here, I noticed that as long as you're on the motorway and you try to cruise at 120 kilometers per hour, if you go uphill, then the electric motor is simply too weak to maintain speed. So then the fossil engine kicks in even if you are in EV mode. But once I hit the 80 zone, I had to drive slower, then it could drive purely on electric. So this could be the reason why I see Toyota plug-in hybrids or Lexus or whatever other fossils out there with hybrids, they drive slow, because if they drive too fast, then they can't drive on pure electric. Or it could just be that they're trying to save dinosaur juice, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I find it interesting here to try these fossil cars, but it's actually, it's like a twilight zone here, you know, between fossil and electric is the plug-in hybrid. But interesting, and this will probably not be the last video. I would want to try that BMW with 24 kilowatt hour battery. We're gonna see how thirsty that one is. So that's gonna be it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching, and talk to you later.